Matt Lenihan for Boxing Social in association with Empire Fight Store, Forged Irish Stout. Delighted to be joined by former world champion Charlie Edwards. I know you're over there getting some warm weather training in Pal. How's things?
Yeah, things are good. Sonny's training camp's going great. It's been good to join him out here and help him with the sparring and be his eyes from the outside and give him my bit of opinions and insights on what I think he should be trying and stuff. So it's been really nice. It's been a good camp so far. He's firing on all cylinders, and yeah, things are going good, mate. I'm in a positive light. I'm going into 2024, ranked number 15 with a WBC at Bantamweight. So I've got my world ranking. So yeah, things are looking good my end. I've got some very good conversations with different promoters that are going on worldwide as well, and seizing the opportunity to be able to be a free spirit and see what's out there, and not just close myself off just to England, you know.
Absolutely. Well, there's so much variety in boxing now, anyway, in terms of broadcasting, in networks, promotional deals. Well, the world's at your oyster if you're having them conversations. Look, before we talk about sort of where you're going and how you're going to maneuver yourself over the next sort of 12 to 18 months, you're back training obviously with your brother, side by
Yeah.
side. You've shared the ring sparring. What's that been like, being able to sort of have these moments with him while he's preparing for the biggest fight of his career, and you're there side by side with him? What's that been like for you?
Do you know what? It's been great. It's been amazing, to be honest with you. It's brought us back closer than we've ever been.
Yeah.
Um, as people well know, it was well documented that we did have a little bit of a fallout, which then we did kind of go to the media and benefit off it
Yeah.
because it done well. It got our names even both out there even more um, than it was already going. So it was yeah, it was good. But being back with him and being around him more, it's been really nice. Spending quality time together. We're in different stages of our lives. Like we hadn't sparred for 2.5 years, I think it was, before we started sparring again when I went up to Sheffield the other week before we come out here. And yeah, it's great competitive rounds of sparring, really pushing one another, um, and both benefiting off each other. Like we've done this the whole way through our childhood. Like from boys to men, we have helped each other learn the art of boxing. We've been each other's eyes, ears, and brains. When one person can't see something, the other one gives the advice, and it opens the mind up. So we've always learned off each other as kids, and we're continuing to learn off each other now. And like, there's no better competition in the world than like your brother, who is also a world level elite fighter, you know, and that goes both ways.
Absolutely. Like I said, you've been to that mountain top before, and now you're getting to see him on top as well. Just quickly, obviously, Bam Rodriguez coming up for him. Confident he goes over there and does the business?
Yeah, I'm confident. I'm confident. And I stick in my brother's corner through thick and thin. I think it's going to be a good fight. I'm not naive to sit here and like Sonny laughs and jokes and says I'll knock him out in the first round. That's just Sonny, right? A bit of bravado, but I'm confident he can go out there and win it. It's going to be a hard night's work. I'm fully aware of that. It's an elite versus the elite. You know, it doesn't get no bigger than this. They're both great fighters. Sonny's very tricky, very unorthodox. I don't think Bam would have been in with anyone like Sonny before in his whole career, with the movements and the little traps he sets. But then again, I still don't believe Sonny's been in with anyone like Bam either. So that's what makes this a really intriguing fight. It's going to be a battle of the front foot. It's going to be the battle of the gauges of distance, the range. Um, it's going to be who can out trick one another, who can set the best traps, who can change the angles enough. It's going to be a very high level, intense match, and it's going to be interesting to see how it unfolds. Um, it's a real 50-50, you know. Obviously, I'm going with my brother and backing my brother, and I do believe he will do it. But on paper, you can't deny it's a 50-50 fight. It's one of the a flyweight fight that will go down in history. And yeah, I do believe he can seize the moment and take the unified crown.
You took the words out of my mouth there. I was just about to jump in and say it's literally like an elite level chess match that you're going to get.
Yeah.
This is what we're in boxing for, to see the best fight and the best. I know you're
Mm.
keen to get back there. So in terms of what you're doing next, you might not be able to say a lot on certain situations, whether it be trainers, promoters, but have you got a time frame of when you want to be jumping back in the ring, or is there anything you can share? Because you to get back out again, don't you?
Yeah, I need to get back out again. But I'll be real with you, Matt. Like I don't want to be jumping into 6 rounders, 8 rounders, 10 rounders. Like I'm done. I'm past that. It's not something that I enjoy, not something I get up for. I want to be a part of a big event. Do you know what I mean? I've built my name. I'm a former undefeated, don't forget, WBC flyweight world champion who's moved up to weight divisions. There's I want the fights. Do you know what I mean? Like I could say to you, you've probably got a list of names that you would want to see me fight, right? And I would like the general public and that to be pushing these fights more. You know, like there's many people out there who I could fight from England, which would make perfect sense, which would make a big event. And unlucky for me, Kal Yafai got beat at the weekend, and that was the fight that I was pursuing. And I agreed that on 6.5 weeks' notice. I'm fit. I'm firing on all cylinders. I'm getting world class sparring. My brother's going to an elite unified title fight against one of the best in the world, and I'm performing in sparring. So I'm ready to go. I want a proper fight. You know, I want to be involved in them. And the promoters seem to want to make it. Eddie said he wants to make it. There's plenty out there for me. There's like the opponent that just beat Cal. He's out there on the radar. You know, that could be a potential one that I jump straight into. We'll see what matchroom come. I want to have a conversations and negotiations on that. There's my former my former gym mate in Paul Butler. He's ranked number 7 with the WBC, and I'm ranked number 15. That could be a perfect fight to push us both towards and a final eliminator, or could even potentially be a final eliminator. It would be a big event in the UK. I've got a lot of respect for Paul, and we were very good gym mates. But listen, we're in the business of boxing. Do you know what I mean? In this sport, we need dance partners.
Yeah.
And to get someone from your own country who's a world level fighter, you need a dance partner. There's other, do you know what I mean? There's other big names. There's like potentials. I could go over to Japan and fight some of the Japanese fighters. You know, like I'm really about this now, Matt. Like I want to push through. I know there's other names out there that people would want to see me to see me fight. There's Thomas Asomba, who holds a European. There's Prince Patel, who's always shouting mouth off. There's so many fights that I would jump straight into. I want big fights. I want to be a part of events. I want to be back on headline acts. I want to be, it's showtime. Do you know what I mean? I'm easy to work with. I'm a free agent. I've got my own manager's license now, so I'm managing myself. So I'm easy to have a conversation with. I get on with everyone. And these are the fights that I want to make. And I'm free from all promotional rights. I'm a free agent. I got off that. That's where all this crap time has come from, because I've had to battle to get myself to in this position to where I can make decisions and call my own shots. And it's time to get these big fights. You know, what fights people want to see? Like, there's no point fighting this person who no one cares about. It's the fights I want to get up for, that people are going to tune in. I'm going to get my props for. I'm going to be up for, and that fire burning in my stomach more than ever. It is anyway through this hard time, and keep training and turning myself into a different animal. But it's time for all other fighters to step up to the plate. Let's get these proper fights on. We've seen it happening now, and more it's going to get pushed like that into 2024. So I think it's going to be a very exciting year for me, because I'm going to fit into the narrative that every promoter wants to play.
I was going to say, and now you're a free agent and you are managing your own career. You're not tied into any particular box. You can go bouncing around and making these fights for the fans itself.
I'm not tied down to anything. I am not in someone else's power who may or may not be able to do something for me, or you know what I mean? Like, I'm a free agent. I'm easy to talk to. I get on with everyone. No one really has a bad word to say about me. So now I'm in a very, very powerful position that I call my shots. I'm not rude. I'm not unfair. I would never price myself out. Just like when I got offered the Cal fight, I weren't pricing myself out. Jumped at it for 6.5 weeks' notice. It didn't happen, but it was a step in the right direction. I've showed myself. I've showed my true colours to people that I'm willing and very, very easy to work with. So 2024 is going to be a big year. I can just feel it coming. I think it's my season. It's coming back again.
I'm going to say, I think this sort of comeback that you've been on, the return, obviously, getting yourself back into the gym, regular training, you seem to have got that love back for the sport. You can tell in the way you talk that you're revved up about it now. Is next year about getting yourself back on top where you feel like you belong, at least fighting for a world title before the end of next year so that you can, get back? Is that what it's
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. My goal is to be a multi-weight world champion, not just a two-weight world champion, and I believe I'm fully well in doing that. That it's just like it's making them doors open. Now I've got the WBC top 15 ranking. It puts me in a good position because I can start pursuing on that journey again. That Santiago's out there, WBC champion who beat Donaire. That's another goal to chase, Obviously, Donaire's out there. I'm not sure if he's retired yet or not. He's a big name as well, a legend of the sport who I've got so much respect for. Who knows what could happen? Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm open for these fights. Like, I'm ready to go. Like, I'm not wasting my time. My time's been wasted by no fault of my own. These last 2 years where everyone thinks, oh, he's fucking about, he's retired, he's this, he's that. Like, you know me full well. I've been grafting my ass and putting in the work behind the scenes. Yeah, I made a few bad decisions along the way. Hold my hands up, In this sport of boxing, we all make bad decisions sometimes, and you got to go down them paths and realize when it is shit you've made, and you've just got to stand up and be a man. But it's character building, and it's made me a different man. It's taught me valuable lessons. It's pushed me in the route to manage my own career, and even later on in my life, now I've learned valuable lessons where I can manage other people's careers. So there's big things going on. It's really exciting times for me. I feel like I've got a new release of life. The hunger, the determination is more burning inside me than it's ever burnt inside of me, and the dark time has really characteristically made me.
In terms of where you're going to apply your trade, where you're going to train from, have you made that decision already?
Yeah. My team's solid now. I'm not telling you yet, but you keep your eyes peeled because something will be coming soon, and it's a very interesting because loads of people keep asking me because like obviously I've got a lot of connections in the sport of boxing, and lately I've been very active, going here, there, everywhere. Like I've been back here training with my brother, training with Grant, doing pads. I've been doing stuff with Corolla. I've been doing stuff with all these other people, and people are questioning what's going on. But I've been getting in good work, and I've got to say thank you to each and every one of these person who has been putting time and effort into me while I've been flitting around, because they know what the crack is anyway. But I'm still so grateful for these guys, like Anthony Corolla is such a diamond. He really helped me out massively through the transition of getting rid of my old training camp home and all that kind of stuff. And he was there helping me, and he was over in Portugal doing a bit as well. And Grant Smith allowed me to come and help my brother and still give me guidance and stuff like that. So yeah, I've got a lot of good things coming in and a lot of announcements to make, but I've decided to kind of do it in a more articulate and a better way. Like the social media world is moving very, very quickly now, and my mindset's changed. Like looking at the likes of the Jakes Paul, KSIs, and stuff like that. It's time to use it wisely, and as you probably well know through boxing social.
Yeah, 100%. When will we get an announcement? When will people know sort of what is?
It will be before Christmas, going into the new year. Be before Christmas, going into New Year. Yeah.
Well, let's talk about. You mentioned there. I feel like you're in that mind where you literally fight anybody. I was going to say, in terms of these guys at world level, you mentioned the likes of a Santiago. Obviously, you got Takuma Inoue up there.
There's Jason Maloney. There's Takuma Inoue. I'm for all of them. I'm coming for them all. I'm not that same fighter who I was when I was coming up and I become world champion, and I was weight drained and thing, mate. I found my weight division. I'm very strong at this weight, and I'm confident in them all. The division's open.
It's not just your weight that's changed, though. Your mindset's completely different. Is that the big thing about you which has changed? Is obviously with this time where you mentioned you've been out the ring with no fault of yourself. Is that the big thing that sort of switched for you?
Yeah, it is. It is massively because I used to have a victimized mentality, like, and I'll be the first to hold it up. I used to really like sit around and dwell and let my head get the better of me. And sometimes I still get that, you know. Sometimes I still get that. It's not all cleared, but I've got very good people around me. My wife, Christine, my very good friend and mentor, Simon Lawley. I've got a good few other people around me that really talk to me. My brother, for example, and I've got people who talk to me. I've got the real people around me who really, really do want the best for me. Um, I've been training. I've been training. I've used this time wisely. I remember the split second that I sat there when all this was going on, and I was into like deep into something which I was trying to get away from, and I was just like proper sitting there dwelling, and a penny dropped in my head. I was like, my old self, like I've been off alcohol for a year and a half now. I haven't touched a drop of it. So like it's changed me completely, you know. And I battled through them demons, you know, them demons that try to trick you out and you run away from them. I battled through them, and it's made me a stronger and tougher guy for it. And yeah, it's really exciting because I know where I've been, I know what I've got through, and I know where I'm at now. And this guy coming into this stage of his career is 10 times the fighter he was when he was world champion. And when I'm on my day, and this is right, no one beats me. My brother will be the first to say that. The only one who's ever beat me is myself. And where I'm at now, emotionally, spiritually, physically, mentally, I'm different. Now let's just hope. Let's just hope my any of these opponents don't hear this bloody interview, because I'm finding it hard enough to get fights as it is. So,
Someone,
actually, my head's gone. My head's gone, Matt. My head's gone. I don't know what I'm going to do.
well, look, I'm sure someone will take the bait. No matter what's happened in the past 12 to 18,
Yeah.
you're still a big name. You still got, you already, you know, you're down in the history books. You know, WBC, whatever champion. You know, you're already there. So people will see you surely and say, "Look, I want to fight Charlie Edwards. Make these big fights."
Do you know what? I'm also on the radar as well. The
Yeah.
whole Kal Yafai episode that went, I've done that very well. I've got to say, first and foremost, I just want to wish Cal all the best going forward in whatever he does in life. And nothing was really mega personal for me. I've always been a hungry young fighter, and I realized the sport and the boxing business, and you need the right dance partner to get the big fights. And he was the guy who was the right dance partner. There was needle, there was backdrop, there was the story behind it. But I shared great times with Cal on the GB squad. He taught me more than he would ever know throughout the years of growing just below, but like underneath him and watching him, and talk to me on many times and give me advice. And I remember he was the first guy to call me, wishing me good luck for my British title fight on the fight week and stuff, and give me some bits of advice. So I've got a lot of love for him. Like, although it was a bit back and forth and sour, I was trying to build a big fight, and I know the British fans and public was wanting to see that fight, and it would have been a great dance, and it could have been a passing of the torch between me and him of the last of his back of his last performance. But I've just got to wish him nothing but health, happiness, and success in everything else he does in the sport of boxing. And I'm sure one day we'll sit down and have a coffee and have a laugh about things.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think that's quite a classy way to end that, because obviously we all know what goes on in the sport of boxing, and there's mutual respect between you there. And you know, wish him all the best in his retirement. He's, you know, retires as a former world champion and a terrific career. Well, look, Charlie, look, it's been really good catching up. I'm looking forward to seeing what your next move is. I'm sort of I don't. It's difficult because it's like I don't know where you're going to go. I see you out training with Grant, training with Van, and I'm like, what's going to happen? But it's exciting because, like you said, you're chucking your name in there and literally not just saying I'm targeting this guy. You're like, everyone can get it. Like, it doesn't matter. So that should make it easy for you to get fights next year. And God willing, Eddie, Frank, Ben, whoever's putting these fights together, Cal or whoever.
So if any promoters are out there, I'm a free agent. I've got top 15 in the WBC world rankings, and I'm good to go. 2024, give me a call. We can have negotiations and we can get these fights done.
Perfect. Well, that's, I think, a perfect way to end this. Charlie Edwards, always a pleasure catching up with you. You know, wish you nothing but the best, and hopefully when you're back in England, we can have a proper catch up in person and
A
see.
proper interview as well.
Yeah.
I did promise you the first proper interview, so
Yeah. Well, when
yeah.
your new trainer's announced, get on the blower.
Yes, I'll get straight on to you.
Right, Charlie, I appreciate your time.
Nice one.
Nice one.
Thank you.